Hey Warriors, my name is Donovan Bowers. I'm the lead in Footloose. My character's name is Rin McCormick. I'm a freshman coming into high school.
Hey guys, my name is Danny Browning and I'm a senior here at TWCA. I am playing one of the leads in Footloose this year and my name is Ariel Moore.
The best part of Footloose for me so far has been Mr. Parker teaching me how to sing, which has been really nice. And secondly, coming from zero to where we are now, just that process has been really awesome.
Just the community that you build with your cast members and your directors, and that's been true for any musical that I've been in. And it's just amazing growing together as like a family. Like Donovan said, seeing you go from zero to where we are now has been an amazing process. I've been in 3 musicals at this school so far. I started when I was a sophomore. And personally, the most difficult part of being in the musical so far for me has been just the fact that I'm a perfectionist personally. So going through a process when things most definitely are not going to be perfect and will never reach that point has been really difficult for me. And that's not going to be the case all the time. You're going to make mistakes and you're going to have slip-ups, and that's totally okay. That's part of the process.
The most difficult part of this Footloose production so far for me has been time management. Coming into high school from 8th grade last year, where I was just manning the curtains, which is pretty crazy, has been the transition between the workload of doing something that's not as difficult to having to learn how to sing, dance, act, and then combine all 3 of them together. The dedication and the responsibility that comes with that has been the most difficult part of the transition.
One of the main reasons why I love being in a production and doing theater so much is because you build so many new relationships and you strengthen already founded relationships through the process of being in theater and starring in a production. I know last year when we did Annie, I met some of my best friends and I still talk to them, and I know those people are going to be friends for the rest of my life, and that's just an amazing and really powerful thing to experience and just build those relationships with people.
Kind of like what Danny said, just strengthening the relationships that we've already had, just being with my cast members in morning practices, afternoon practices, success practices, and building those relationships with people that I knew before and then making them even stronger has been a really awesome part of really getting to know my fellow castmates.
At least for me, I've been a dancer my whole life since I was 3 years old, and I've been ballet trained for that entire period of time. And I only recently started doing musical theater my sophomore year, so being a dancer and bringing that to the plate, especially since this is such a dance-heavy show, it's called Footloose for a reason. That's just been like the coolest thing for me, is to just like bring that talent and that passion that I've had for dance my whole life to something much bigger than just dance.
I have not been a dancer for my entire life, so my personal talent that I think I'm the best at is acting. I feel like I've been acting for a really long time. Ever since I was really young, my mom had me speaking in front of crowds at church, doing little church recitals and things of that nature, so I feel like my ability to speak to people and not be too timid whenever I'm on stage really helps me out whenever it comes to acting and Footloose and all that.
That's very true, and I feel like that's so good because I have that dancing portion that I can bring to the plate, and then you kind of balance that out because you're good at acting. I personally haven't acted previous to my sophomore year. Like, that was my first time ever, was High School Musical. I think you bring the acting portion and I bring the dancing portion, and then we're both learning how to sing because I never knew how to sing prior to this. Mr. Parker's the one that finally taught me how to properly sing, and then he's doing the same for you too, so I feel like that's really cool.
Perfect duo.
Yeah.
So how's it been to learn the show together? Well, actually, before this production, I did not know who you were because I was a 8th grader and she was a junior or so. So for the first half of the production, for the first couple months, I could not look you in the eyes without laughing. So our director, Mr. Williams, had us do a drill called the 1-minute drill. The 1-minute drill is a drill where we have to look each other in the eyes nonstop for a minute. It seems short, but as you know, it's really not.
A lot harder than it seems.
It's very. So eventually we were able to do it. It took a lot of times. I failed a lot, but now I feel like if we had to do the 1-minute drill again, piece of cake, easy.
Yeah, and like Donovan said, like we started off super awkward because we had no idea who each other were like prior to this musical or prior to the auditions really. And so learning how to act together on stage when we really didn't know anything about each other was just like really awkward and uncomfortable at first, but as soon as we like surpassed that uncomfortable stage, I feel like it's so much easier now to just act together. It kind of flows, it's a lot easier. So that's been a journey, but it's gone well, and now we're in a way better place with that for sure.
Thanks. So what is Footloose? That's actually a question I was asking for myself. I know it's weird because I'm the lead and all, but before Footloose, I had no idea what Footloose is. Footloose is a show about standing out in a society where everyone is against you. So there's three main characters, me, her, and Shaw. Shaw is her dad and he's a preacher. Unfortunately, his son Her brother died in an accident that was related to partying, dancing, and drinking. But me, being from Chicago, the town most known for partying, dancing, and having a good time, I am completely against it. So the entire show, me and Char are just going at it in a respectful way. You have hints of drama, romance, adventure, action in there. We're still all having a good time, and the entire focus is just me trying to show, hey, dancing is not a crime.
Yeah, and so me basically being the preacher's daughter, I kind of have this rebellious spirit, and that's kind of what I'm known for, is I just want to go against what my dad says. And then I end up meeting Ren, who comes to town. He's our new classmate, and he brings this rebellious spirit too, and he's going against my dad. So I'm like, oh, this guy's against my dad too. Like, we kind of bond with that. So basically just trying to go against my dad and saying that, like, dancing isn't a crime. We should be allowed to dance. And then I guess you'll just have to come to the rest of the show to find out what happens. So come to Footloose, February 1st through 3rd.
Tickets are available now.